What's good, everyone on YouTube? This is Very Mellow Man, and welcome to a new minimalist load order slash mod list video for the Elder Scrolls V Skyrim on PlayStation 5. This mod list will be minimalist so that both PlayStation 5 and PlayStation 4 users will be able to use it, because it's centered all around one mod in particular that was ported very recently for both PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5. And that mod is called Serana Dialogue Add-on. They gotta forgive me for a bit because it's PlayStation 4, so it doesn't immediately load all the available mods we have for the console easily. And it's very important that I start with the PlayStation 4, because as everyone knows, there are some people who have the anniversary edition of this game, so they will automatically lose about 90 or so megabytes of space to the Creation Club mods. Which is why we have to start here. Credits, Martimus, permission granted, expansion of Serana's dialogue and NPC features to make her a more immersive follower. Serana Dialogue Add-on is highly acclaimed and also featured in Forbes magazine. Step up your Skyrim journey with Serana Dialogue Add-on. Your go-to mod for turning Serana into a dynamic, deeply narrative companion with over 8,000 fully voiced lines by Kirsten Unger. This acclaimed expansion doesn't just add on, it transforms. Dive into the new story arcs, discover fresh character traits, experience smart NPC interactions. Don't let Serana just be a follower, engage with her. And yeah, as you can see here, 390 megabytes. This is 40% of your mod space. Now, I know I reported earlier that we possibly get more mod space, but that was me jumping the gun a bit. We're not guaranteed to get additional mod space. The thing is, we're not guaranteed to get additional mod space, so I have to curate this new mod list around getting the most out of this mod as possible and making the most out of you getting to play with this mod, which is why this mod list has only 26 other creations enabled. It's the most modular mod list I've ever released, precisely because if you just want Serana Dialogue Add-on, you'll have to build a mod list around her to fully immerse yourself into the experience. So that's why this is a Dawnguard / Volkihar Vampire styled mod list. Simple workaround framework. I don't use the unofficial patch any longer, I just don't have any reason to. I use this instead because it's just great. I'm also using Winter Sun Face for Skyrim because the systems installed actually directly reference whether or not you are a vampire or not. Pray for vampire-specific deities, or you can pray to become a better paladin type for a Dawnguard. Either way, it enhances the immersion of each playstyle. And of course, Simple Workaround Framework has a Winter Sun patch to make it even better. The main wallpaper mod I'm using is really just for more flavor. There's a Dawnguard wallpaper and a Soul Karen wallpaper you can choose to use. I'm using the Dawnguard wallpaper because it's more general. I'm using TK Trace Overhaul specifically because with Simple Workaround Framework, which this mod needs, you get colored highlights of all the Simple Workaround Framework mods you can edit with patches like this, so that they will actually be easier on your eyes to read. It won't just all be white text. And I'm using the TK Skin Dear Diary Dark Mode just for the heck of it. The actual TK skin use doesn't matter. I can't find any vampire or Dawnguard specific TK skins that have been ported, but that's fine. I'm just using this because it's fun, and I never tried it before. I like it. And these mods are going to edit the Dawnguard questline in their own way. The most impactful, of course, is do the Dawnguard as a vampire, because now you no longer have to worry about. Now you can roleplay as a vampire who fights against what Castle Volkihar stands for, just like Serana can. This won't be kicked out and won't be prevented from doing the Dawnguard questline if you're playing as a vampire. The path to Volkihar, specifically, yeah, you need to be on the Dawnguard side, and then you need to, yeah, this is self-explanatory, I'm sorry. Path to Volkihar, on the other hand, is an immersive way for a vampire or evil-aligned character to start the DLC questline without having to go to a place called Fort Dawnguard that houses the Dawnguard, enemy of all vampire life. So one breaks immersion technically to enable more roleplay, another enhances immersion to enable more roleplay. Annoying quest remover just takes care of two very annoying radiant quest lines by removing them. And as an addition to that, by removing a radiant quest line, it makes it easier to trigger the radiant quests to get the vampire relics that are really good for a spellcaster. This, however, is just something I'm using for flavor. It's the Volkihar Gardener Armor by Chakra SSE, ported by Yeezner's Beard. This version is the one you want to install, not the 37 megabyte one that's ported by the Lux Silentum account, because obviously space is the name of the game here. Gaze, Faction Halls, Fort Dawnguard. I basically just used this in Juniper's Fort Dawnguard because there's no other Fort Dawnguard mod that I would really prefer to use. I guess there's Dawnguard's Great Armory, but I don't really have a need to use either of those mods. Both of these do their best to make Fort Dawnguard better to look at. Grand Dawnguard Faction is a follower overhaul mod because it lets you make literally all of your followers become members of the Dawnguard. Even members of the Dark Brotherhood. Funny enough. You can redeem them by making them fight vampires. Extended encounters and crowd streets are general purpose mods I add for more immersion. Extended encounters, I think, has encounters with the Vigil of Stendarr if you start worshipping the Daedra, or if you become a vampire and a werewolf, which, you know, immersion makes sense for a vampire playthrough. Crowd streets gives you more warm bodies to feed on as a vampire. Rare Vampire Disease makes the vampires harder for you to fight against. They make them more powerful. This also enables you to re-enable vampire attacks on towns, vampire attacks against you in the overworld, stuff like that. Very, very redone, retexture, Iconics Gargoyle and Deathhound retexture, Iconics Aardvark retexture, you know. Another retexture is for vampire lords and ladies to make them have eyes, and I'm combining that with Maze Gaze so that both your human vampire form and your vampire lord form will have eyes, will have visible eye colors. Then there's Pandorable's Serana in her vampire form. There's an optional human form mod you can download as well if you plan to turn Serana into a human. I don't have any plans for that, so I'm not using it, but there's nothing stopping me from using it. It's actually, like, you don't need this mod. I'm just adding it because I want to, since I'm giving Serana a completely different voice with the add-on, I felt like giving her a completely different face as well. And then there's Sacrosanct, which overhauls how you, the player, can play as a vampire, as well as how differently you can play as a vampire lord. But I'm also adding this patch created by Captain Chuckles that allows you to lethally drain people without being blood starved. Because that's the only thing that really sucks about the Sacrosanct mod. The only way to drain anyone is specifically if you're starving, which sucks. You still need to unlock sneak feeding normally, but other than that, you're good to go here. And finally, Dawnguard map markers so that you can explore the soul carrying a bit better without getting lost for landmark sakes. And this is the minimalist load order and its completion. There's roughly there's 413 megabytes left, so you can install whatever other mods you want to use. Like I said, it's highly modular for this purpose, and this is especially relevant because I've been getting requests for a while to make a new mod list for people in the wake of Gokual's deletion of mods due to his hacking. So this is just what I'm personally recommending for you to start with if you want to build a load order around Serana Dialogue add-on. Relatively soon, I'm going to be doing another Let's Play where I listen to Serana from this mod, so you guys listen to me. I've pretty much wrapped up the Gore Let's Play, specifically because Gore does not have dialogue for the Dawnguard side of the DLC, so I might as well just switch over to this character in order to experience Dawnguard from that direction. This is a very Melon Man signing off, telling you all to have a great day.